Here is everything you need to know about the most explosive element in the world, fire. First, we have to go back, over 10,000 years back. Before people lived in the Four Nations, they lived on the backs of giant lion turtles. These animals were so massive, human beings set up entire civilizations on their backs. Not only are they large enough to live on, each turtle possessed an ancient ability.
Great guardian of our city, we are venturing into the spirit wilds to bring back food for our people. Please, grant us the power of fire.
The power is yours to keep until your return.
Your first, kid.
Stealing the element led to severe consequences. And that is exactly what happened to a young man named Juan.
What did you do? You can't steal from the lion turtle.
Really? Because I just did.
After stealing fire from the lion turtle, he organized a raid on the Chu Palace.
Grab as much food as you can!
By doing so, he committed the forbidden act of using fire as a weapon against humans.
Juan?
Never again may you return to this city, but I will allow you to keep the power of the element.
Bet he doesn't last till morning.
For 2 years, Juan roamed the wilds. At the beginning of his exile, he was all alone with an ability he did not fully understand. But he wasn't alone for very long.
I saw you save the cat deer from those hunters. I've never seen such an act of selflessness from a human before.
He met spirits of all shapes and sizes. Among the spirits lived the dragons. Juan studied the movements of the dragons. By doing so, he made fire an extension of his body. This was the beginning of his journey to become the first Avatar. This was firebending. Word of Juan's firebending traveled fast. Having been inspired by Juan's accomplishment, more and more humans kept the element and ventured out into the wilds.
Chanters!
The first cluster of firebenders were the Sun Warriors, a civilization dedicated to pure firebending. Their mission was to preserve the teachings of the original firebending masters, the dragons. Over the course of the next 10,000 years, firebending began to evolve, and benders began to tap into the full potential. The results were explosive. So what did they learn about firebending? With enough power, firebenders can propel themselves into the air like a rocket. Another discovery was the art of combustion bending.
Sokka, watch out! It's Sparky Sparky Boom Man!
You know, I'm starting to think that name doesn't quite fit.
An incredibly rare form of firebending that allows users to bend the element with their minds. This skill may be rare, but combustion benders can be some of the most formidable opponents in the Four Nations. Now that's shocking! Known as the cold-blooded fire, lightning is an advanced technique that not every firebender can pull off.
Instead of lightning, it keeps exploding in my face, like everything always does.
This technique requires a special kind of precision because one mistake can be fatal.
Almost isn't good enough.
But it can be mastered. Just ask Uncle Iroh. Iroh can generate and redirect lightning.
There is energy all around us. The energy is both yin and yang. Positive energy and negative energy. Only a select few firebenders can separate these energies. This creates an imbalance. The energy wants to restore balance, and in the moment the positive and negative energy come crashing back together. You provide release and guidance, creating lightning.
Between lightning, combustion, and flight, fire became a truly fearsome element, and its power reached an apex when a comet arrived. Fire Lord Sozin discovered that he can draw power from an extraterrestrial body. This space rock enhanced his firebending to unmeasurable limits. Using this insane form of firebending, Sozin's army rained towering fire down on the air nomads, almost completely wiping them out.
That's a lot of fire, isn't it?
Fire Lord Sozin also began to hunt the dragons for sport, and one by one they were slaughtered. Firebending would never be the same again.
Water brings healing and life, but fire brings only destruction and pain. It forces those of us burdened with its care to walk a razor's edge between humanity and savagery. Eventually, we're torn apart.
For 100 years, this was the new firebending norm. But to Iroh, that wasn't the true meaning of the element.
Power in firebending comes from the breath, not the muscles. The breath becomes energy in the body. The energy extends past your limbs and becomes fire.
Iroh taught Zuko everything he knew, from the basics of firebending to redirecting lightning.
You must create a pathway from your fingertips, up your arm to your shoulder, then down into your stomach. The stomach is the source of energy in your body. It is called the Sea of Chi. Only in my case, it is more like a vast ocean.
Meanwhile, Team Avatar set out to learn more about firebending themselves. What they found was a weakness that would change the course of the war.
The sun is behind the moon. It's a solar eclipse. Firebenders lose their bending during a solar eclipse.
Firebenders were the reason Aang was the last airbender. They were also responsible for the death of Katara and Sokka's mother. And with the next eclipse coming soon, they saw a perfect opportunity to strike.
When this is finished, the Avatar will have defeated the Fire Lord. We will have control of the Fire Nation capital, and this war will be over.
What followed was one of the biggest battles in the Four Nations' history. Benders from all over the world united for one huge surprise attack on the Fire Nation.
Retreat! Everyone move to the secondary defensive position! Retreat!
But Fire Lord Ozai knew the eclipse was coming and was prepared for the attack.
No, no, no! Fire Lord Ozai! Where are you?
But just when all hope seemed lost, Team Avatar acquired a new member.
Hello, Zuko here.
Zuko's mission was to help Aang defeat Ozai by teaching him how to bend fire.
More ferocious.
There was just one problem.
That one kind of felt hot.
Don't patronize me. You know what it's supposed to look like.
Sorry, Sifu Hotman.
And stop calling me that!
Zuko's firebending was fading, and no one understood why.
Zuko needs to go back to whatever the original source of firebending is.
So, is it jumping into a volcano?
He and Avatar Aang decided to travel to the ruins of the ancient Sun Warriors, where they hoped to find the true meaning of firebending.
I know my people have distorted the ways of firebending to be fueled by anger and rage. But now I want to learn the true way. The original way.
If you wish to learn the ways of the sun, you must learn them from the masters Ran and Shaw.
Aang and Zuko faced the Masters and performed the Dancing Dragon, the same technique that was first taught to Wan 10,000 years prior.
Judgment time.
All this time, I thought firebending was destruction. Since I hurt Katara, I've been too afraid and hesitant. But now I know what it really is. It's energy and life.
That's why my firebending was so weak before. Because for so many years, hunting you was my drive. It was my purpose. So when I joined you, I lost sight of my inner fire. But now, I have a new drive. I have to help you defeat my father and restore balance to the world.
That wraps up everything you need to know about firebending. Which element do you want to learn more about next? Let us know in the comments and subscribe for more deep dives into the Avatar universe.
Now that you have learned the secrets, and you know about our tribe's existence, we have no choice but to imprison you here forever. Just kidding. But seriously, don't tell anyone.